Hey guys, how's it going? Stoutman coming back at you once again, and today I'm here to talk to you about just one title. Just one. You might have already seen it in the title up above. But yeah, you might not know much about this movie, and that's why I'm showing it to you and talking about it here, because quite honestly, this is not only my favorite Humphrey Bogart movie, it's also my favorite film noir. And I really want everybody to see this movie because it's so fucking good. In my book, it's like Sunset Boulevard is, I guess, it's like my second favorite in comparison to this, and this is my favorite. Sunset Boulevard is a extremely important film, right? It's an extremely important film noir movie, right? Hard to deny that, right? It's a pretty big one. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. You know, there are some really notable, important aspects to that film. But one movie that is inescapably a part of the film noir movement that always gets forgotten, to the point where it's been out of print on DVD for like 10 years now, and the DVD copy, until this came out, the DVD copy ran you from like $50 to $75 if you were lucky. So just to give you a sense of like how big of a deal it is that this is now on Blu-ray, on a Criterion collection release on Blu-ray, that should tell you everything you need to know. It is a movie that previously what has been out of print for over 10 fucking years and has been almost impossible to fucking find for a decent price. And it's been otherwise completely fucking forgotten, despite the fact that it is a fucking important movie in the film noir movement, an achievement, a Humphrey Bogart classic, and it just got passed over, forgotten for years. And it was just, it really got on my nerves, because I saw this movie like 2 or 3 times in several different classes, in several different film classes, and every time I saw it, I was just like, oh my god, this movie's so amazing, I love this movie. I jumped at every opportunity to see it. You know, it's like, I believe during one of the screenings, the teacher said, you don't have to stick around for this, but if you want to, then go ahead. And I stayed for that whole fucking thing, because this movie is that good. With that said, I'm just going to go ahead and show you the title, finally. Probably already know from the title above, but yes. In a Lonely Place, starring Humphrey Bogart. This movie is so good, and the reason I love it so much is because it is one of those film noir, like Sunset Boulevard, that is set in Hollywood, and it's all about Hollywood in a lot of ways. And it really takes a closer look at Hollywood and criticizes Hollywood in a lot of ways, in a lot of important ways that you didn't necessarily see from a lot of the film noir movies that were out there. But this one did that. This one took it to the next level. It took the steps necessary to become something more than average, above average, in a lot of important ways. Of course, you add on to that you've got Bogey right here, Humphrey Bogart, and you've also got Gloria Graham. I mean, this movie is an unmitigated classic that has simply been forgotten by time, and it is a goddamn travesty that it has been forgotten. So to start off with, in an attempt to try and explain why this is such an important movie, I want to talk about how the story here is unique, in that the story references in a lot of areas Raymond Chandler, the real life events of Raymond Chandler. There's a scene that takes place maybe a third into the movie, a third of the way through the movie. There's a scene that takes place in which the main character, played by Bogey here, who is a screenwriter for Hollywood, ends up spending several nights. I think it's not several nights, but he at least stays up like overnight and spends a lot of time, many hours writing and finishing up a script or something like that. And he's not eating anything. The only thing he's doing is drinking, and he's drinking rum, I think it is. And he's just drinking copious amounts of rum and writing the screenplay that he's writing for hours and hours and hours on end. And this is a reference to an actual event that took place with Raymond Chandler, where he spent, I believe it is, according to legend, like 3 days drinking nothing but rum, writing an actual screenplay. That scene directly references a real-life event that happened with Raymond Chandler. Raymond Chandler notably being one of the biggest voices in the film noir movement. So this film noir movie is referencing other film noir movies, and in fact the history of film noir itself. That's really cool. And when you consider that the main character is a screenwriter in Hollywood, that it makes it even more meta, you know what I mean? And they criticize so much about Hollywood in this movie, and it's so good. The story, just telling you about that one part in the story, that's just part of it. That doesn't even tell you what actually happens in the film, mind you. But yeah, all you need to know is this movie is so good, and you absolutely need to see it. This just came out on Criterion Collection, and I've been waiting for it for so long to come on Blu-ray that I pre-ordered this sucker, and I got it on day one because I wasn't going to wait anymore. I was tired of waiting for this one. I had been waiting for years for this to come out on Blu-ray. It was finally on Blu-ray, and I was like, you know what? To support Criterion in their decision to release something like this, I am buying it on day goddamn one. Normally I would wait with Criterion and wait until one of their sales where they have everything for $20 instead of $30, but I said screw it. I don't care how much this ends up being. I'm buying it on day one. And that's exactly what I did. $27.99 was the price on Amazon. I believe that's what it is right now as well. This is a 2K digital restoration with uncompressed monaural soundtrack. New audio commentary featuring film scholar Dana Poland. I'm a Stranger Here Myself, a 1975 documentary about director Nicholas Ray, slightly condensed for this release. New interview with biographer Vincent Curcio about actor Gloria Graham. Piece from 2002 featuring filmmaker Curtis Hanson. Radio adaptation from 1948 of the original Dorothy B. Hughes novel broadcast on the program Suspense. The trailer and an essay by critic Imogen Sarah Smith. So yeah, really nice edition here. I won't say it's the best collector's edition I've ever seen from Criterion, but it's a fairly nice one. It fits with all their other releases. It's got all the content that you would want, and it looks pretty much like every other release out there, only this is actually a fairly significant, important film, and it's not been on any other release other than DVD, and not actually been in print for over a decade now. So it's a really big deal that they did this, even if it's not like this huge ultimate fucking package. The mere fact that we got anything even remotely close to this is a huge deal, a monumental deal worthy of talking about ad nauseum. So yeah, the one weird thing I will say is that this is where you get the essay, right? Other than make it a booklet, they elected to just fold the whole damn thing up like this. There you go. Are you ready to read the essay? Why did you do that, Criterion? I love you guys, but it just seems like a really weird decision. Like, not a good decision. And, like, nobody's going to read it if they have to read it like this. Come on. So, yeah, if you're really going to put the effort into doing these essays like this, then don't make it this fucking gatefold, fold-out thing. Like, who the hell is going to hold open like this and just... Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Come on. But that aside, I can't complain. I don't even really care about this because what really matters is that I have one of my favorite noir films on Blu-ray. Finally. Finally it got the respect it fucking deserved. So, yeah. Very happy to pick this one up, and I highly, highly recommend that you guys go out there immediately and pick this one up as well. If not immediately, then make this one of your next purchases during one of the Criterion sales, because it is absolutely worth your time. You need to see this movie. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's the last thing I'm going to say about this. So, yeah. That will do it for me. Thanks for watching, you guys. Catch you later. Peace.